Lowe's knows to bring your vision to life, it's important to find the right color. That's why MyLowe's Rewards members get a free Valspar paint or exterior stain sample to test your look to confidently refresh your space. Offer valid in-store only 8/7 to 8/20. Limit 1 per customer while supplies last. Discount taken in time of purchase. See associate for details. Rewards program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
This is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
On today's episode, we are discussing Providence Falls, Episode 3, Movie 3, Part 3, Thief of Fate, the third in a trilogy of Providence Falls movies. This one originally aired on Hallmark Channel on Saturday, August 16th, and is now available to stream on the Hallmark Plus streaming platform. You can find us elsewhere when you're not listening to the podcast. The first place to look would be for us on Instagram, where we are Girls Gone Hallmark.
We also have a Facebook group if you are looking for people to chat with about Hallmark movies. There's been lots of chatter about this particular movie in our Girls Gone Hallmark Facebook group. Have you been over there this morning?
I haven't been over there this morning, but as I was compiling our listener mailbag episode, which will come out tomorrow, I believe, as of the airing of this episode, lots of Providence Falls talk. And I have to say that I'm taking some of the opinions quite personally. So that should be an interesting conversation. But I don't think this is not one of those movies where it's a universal experience. People feel really strongly one way or the other. And I've found it very interesting.
I can't wait to get into the mailbag. I definitely can't. That's going to be fun. That's going to be a big, long discussion, I think. I'm excited for it. Yeah.
Speaking of mailbag, as mentioned, we do have a new episode coming out tomorrow, but that means we are in need of brand new listener mailbag submissions for our next episode. So keep them coming. A lot of people say, like, I always think of something I want to say while I'm listening, and then I just forget. And I totally get it. If anybody gets that, it's me. But here is your reminder. If you have something you want to say, drop us an email or a voice message.
Yeah, even if you're just on Instagram, you can send a DM too. The email is probably better because that's where we like compile in the DMs. It can get lost a little bit with the number of DMs we get, but
yeah,
I mean, if something comes to mind right away, please like let us know. However, send a carrier pigeon. We don't care.
All right, let's hear a synopsis for Providence Falls, Thief of Fate.
Detectives Cora and Liam close in on solving their murder case and rebel against the angels, choosing to take fate into their own hands. Spoiler alert, the whole thing just tells you what happens in the synopsis there, does it not?
It really does.
Oh my gosh.
It really does. We have Lucy Guest returning as director. She did direct the first movie as well. I have some thoughts on Lucy's directing, all positive, don't freak out, but thrilled to have her back, and just saw an announcement of a Christmas movie she's directing. She's quickly becoming one of my faves. Very much looking forward to more from her. The teleplay for this movie was written by Teresa Kale. She has 9 writing credits, having written multiple episodes of the series Girl Meets World, as well as Trollstopia. And the one new casting addition we have for this episode is one Brendan Penny, who appears as the angel Gabriel. He's not even credited on IMDb for this movie. His last IMDb credit is Private Princess Christmas from Countdown to Christmas 2024. He also was in A Novel Noel in 2024, Love on the Danube 2024, and Family Practice Mysteries in 2024. Big 2024, real light 2025. So I hope we're going to see Brendan in an upcoming Countdown to Christmas movie.
Man, I'll never forget Brendan Penny on the Hallmark Christmas Cruise playing Family Feud. He was so funny.
So into it. I loved it.
Yeah, that was very entertaining. Very entertaining.
Let's take a quick break and come right back with our first impressions. Hey, Wendy, what was your first impression of Providence Falls, Thief of Fate?
Well, Finn moved on so fast, even Hallmark was like, whoa, slow down, buddy.
My first impression is I'm going to need Niall Mater to be the villain in all of his movies going forward, please, and thank you.
It's in my likes. He's so good as a villain.
The best.
Like, he's so likable, but like also you're a bad guy, and I love it so very much. So if we can talk about my first like, it's the Bale and Suzette backstory here. And finally we get some, we get some information about Suzette and how she's plucked out of purgatory in exchange for like manipulating Cora and Finn. And I feel like that's all juicy and yummy, and I loved all that stuff. But it's the scene that Niall as Bale does with Aegon in the bar that I really, really loved. He's so nasty, and I just loved it.
Yeah, he really does play the person from The Bad Place really well. God, I love it. He's just like mean.
Mean, but like not, I was like mean, but not scary, but kind of also really scary when like someone's like very calculated like that, right?
Well, Samael's like, we're going to find whoever's working for you and take them out of the equation. And Bale's like, you can try. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. To your point, one of my likes of this movie was excellent use of guest stars. Niall Mater truly knocked it out of the park. Like, was such a great surprise. A lot of people knew he was coming. I don't watch the preview, so I didn't. And I guess maybe I should have, because other people knew that Brendan Penny was in this. And I had no idea.
No idea.
Like, when Brendan shows up on screen, I'm like, literally out loud. I was like, look who it is. Brendan Penny was a nice surprise. His role as Gabriel wasn't as strong as the Bale role, in my opinion. But I like when they use big names for these little roles. It's just nice for this regular Hallmark viewer. Nice little.
There are no little roles, Megan.
Well, correct. There's no small parts. Yes.
That's it. I don't know. I'm not in the industry. I don't know, but I knew it was something along those lines.
How about, I like when they use big names for these brief on-screen appearances.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, that's like a fun. I wondered if they were cast that way, or were they just working nearby, or they just have like a friendly connection with like whomever, and they're like, oh, hey, let me call my friend Niall Mater and see if he wants to do this, or
Yeah, to me it seems like for a role like that, it has got to be that they either live in the area or they were working in the area, because it's a lot to fly them in and house them and all of that just for a day. So knowing nothing about anything, as referenced many times, it does seem more likely that they're using local actors for short on-screen appearance roles.
Yeah. It reminds me of that movie. I think it's Heidelberg Holiday. Is that the one where like Jonathan Bennett is like in the background because he just so happened
he was
to
there?
be? Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Very funny.
I have another like. Well, I've got lots of
Yes.
them. But I really liked the full circle moment we get. It starts with Cora and her dad talking as he's bringing her home from the hospital about how he remembered when she was little, he would take her to work with him, and she just loved it. And she's like, I didn't. I just wanted to be near you. And then it comes around at the end of the movie where she leaves her role as a detective, and she's like, I did this to stay close to you. Like, this was a way that you and I could be in each other's lives. It wasn't my dream, and he's there for it. And it's nice that she's not letting go. Like, we're led to believe like this was her big dream, to become a detective, and we realize that was never her motivation.
Yeah, but the problem for me with all of that is, she was so, for lack of better words, pissed off that her boss, the chief or whatever, was questioning her instincts and whatever, and that led me to believe like she was a really good detective. And I guess both can exist. She was a really good detective, but it wasn't her life's passion. So it just bothered me that she's like, yeah, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I hear you. Like, it felt like it was too easy for her to let it go.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, talking about how she was bothered by her boss didn't take her seriously, I think you're right. Like, two things can be true. This isn't my only goal in life, But do I feel strongly enough about my ability to make second chances a success that I'm really ready to walk away from it? And also, maybe it's not my dream, but I'm a badass woman and I want to do whatever I do well and be taken seriously.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because, like, how many people are there? Like, a lot of the dudes are just there to collect a paycheck and they're being taken seriously. What else did you like?
Speaking of Chief Boyd, look, he's my MVP. I love that Matty Finocchio. We've been saying for a long time, give this guy a bigger role. This is a pretty big role, I think. I sort of love that he was the bad guy. And did I not call it? I knew Mr. Red Flag.
It's totally in my notes that you called it. Yep.
I was wrong about her dad and Leo, but
yeah, there's got to be a red herring.
Yeah, but I knew he was the bad guy. It was so obvious. However, with that said, I love that Matty Finocchio got this big role. And I think I'm ready to see him in something equally as big, but where he's the good guy or the love interest or the whatever. You know, I love him. I think he's awesome.
Yeah, give him a starring role in Countdown to Christmas. Come on.
Totally.
Speaking of things that were obvious but that I did not notice, that is the use of second chances as having double meaning, both for the community that they serve as well as second chances for these lost souls. Liam gets his second chance to prove himself. I liked that.
They did a nice job tying it in all together. As we were getting to the conclusion of the movie, I was like, oh, I could see how the books were probably very satisfying if the story followed, because I didn't read the books, but if the story followed the books in a similar fashion, I could see how it all tied together nicely.
What else did you like?
I like that sexy spaghetti dinner scene.
Literally my notes, that spaghetti dinner, ! Damn, Lucy guessed.
Honestly, the whole part where she's moving the wine glass further and further and further away from him, I was like, that's so subtle, but also so quite interesting. I wondered if that was a Lucy guest,
to bring him closer.
Yeah, was that direction from our director, or how did that whole I want to be a fly in the room when they were talking that scene through. I just thought it was real sexy. And if you look at all three movies together, there were a lot of, I'm going to say upgraded sexy scenes compared to regular Hallmark movies. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I think it's a special gift to be able to work within the parameters of what Hallmark wants on their screens and still send the steamy message. Like that chair pull.
Oh my God.
Is so hot and so innocuous. Everyone's clothes are on. There's really no physical contact. Nothing happens. But the pull of the chair is just enough. It's like the zipper scene. The zipper is, I think, maybe a little more obvious because the idea of unzipping something is really sexy. But a chair, there's nothing inherently sexy about a chair. And yet it was great.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree.
Especially because the whole time he's telling Cora this story about his past failures and what's not helping him, what's making him keep her at arm's length, why he's afraid to get closer to her. And so then the metaphor of pulling the chair in, so good.
Yeah. And just even the way that the chair scrapes along the floor. Yeah, the whole thing really works. It really works.
With one exception, I thought that the suspenseful scenes in this movie were done pretty well. Liam getting separated from the group when Aegon interferes, I thought that was genuinely suspenseful. I wasn't totally sure what was going to happen there. I thought his dive in front of the bullet was well done. We'll talk about a scene that I thought wasn't 100% for me, but I did think that they really brought the suspense for me.
I will agree the scenes in the tunnel, there was one part of it that was a little bit hokey, and I wonder if that is going to be in your wishes.
I'm sure.
But yeah, I thought that was good too. Because I was like, where's Aegon leading him? What's happening here? Yeah. I thought.
Did you at any point wonder if Aegon wasn't Aegon? If it was Bale in disguise, leading him away?
Oh, I did not. But that would have been a fun twist.
Yeah, when he disappears for a second, I was like, oh, is he being led astray?
But yeah. Do you have any more likes?
I have two little ones. Well,
Okay.
Cora, I really liked that Cora's realization of who Liam was in their relationship was something she came to on her own and wasn't something that she needed to have Angel explained to her.
Okay.
I didn't want them sitting there being like, no, the reason why we feel connected is that I needed her to get there on her own.
Yeah,
I think that's the only way she understands it. And finally, when Finn takes off to apprehend Magnus after Suzette sees that text on her phone, she's like, wait, I want to know what happens at the end of our date. And he returns to kiss her.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an A+ scene.
Yeah. You know, I like Finn. I really like Evan Roderick a lot.
I know.
I'm going to be like, maybe I'm going to have to get into some Aurora Teagarden.
Oh, my.
to watch some Evan Roderick. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have more likes?
I don't.
Well, I'm wondering if you'd like to talk about Finn and your wishes.
Well, about his, like, the way he moves on so fast.
Yeah, I didn't hate it, but I wonder if you did.
Really? I did. I'm like, he moves on real fast, like real fast. And I feel, to me, like it undercuts the emotional weight of Cora choosing Liam because it makes it feel like nobody really cared that much. You know what I mean?
He had Suzette waiting in the wings, so it was no big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Cora being so worried about Finn, that I appreciated. Like, I was like, okay, she really cares about him as like a person or as a friend. Like, she's worried about his safety. So I enjoyed like that part of it. Like, she wasn't just like, he's just some dude or whatever. But Finn, on the other hand, I was like, Finn, dude, like, no love lost. Like, oh, Cora chose Liam, so bestie looks good. So
Especially after the second movie where he looks so forlorn seeing them kiss.
yes.
And
Yes.
this is
And we're
just
talking
a couple days later.
Yes, just days later. Exactly. Yeah, I was kind of bothered.
What'd you think about Suzette, though, being pissed when Cora goes on that date with Finn?
I mean, I'm not really sure. Like, I have a hard time understanding Suzette's motivations. Like, is she just there? I mean, was she just doing all those things just so she could live in the modern world? Like, she didn't, kind of like how Cora's like, was our friendship all BS? Like,
Well, that's my question about Suzette, right? Because when we learn that she's working for Bale, you start to question her motivation. But then she seems to genuinely, like she says, yeah, of course she was there to just do a job, but then she became a genuine friend of Cora's. I feel like she's not acting like a genuine friend to Cora when she's frustrated by Cora's spending time with Finn. Like, because Cora has two guys on the hook, maybe she's upset.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that doesn't mean that Suzette's entitled to one of them. She's not in a relationship with either. She hasn't done anything wrong. And so I didn't love that from Suzette. I thought that was like, told us a different story about who she was and her motivations than we were led to believe at the conclusion. As mentioned, there's a scene that doesn't land for me, and that is when they catch Boyd. So he shuts off the light and runs.
This is it. That's it. Yep.
It's not screaming mastermind criminal to me.
He like shuts the lights off and takes off, and then Suzette just flips the switch back on, and then they run after him. I was like, what?
Come on. This guy's been running
so
this
glad.
like criminal enterprise, and that's his best move.
I'm so glad it didn't land for you either, because I was like, what?
Yeah, wasn't my favorite moment. I'm so sorry, Maddie. I still love you.
Was it equally as bad as when the guy fumbles the gun in movie number 1?
They have the same energy for sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. The moment when the angels appear in front of Cora,
Yes.
it was a little bit too much for me. It's and you mentioned it, I think it was either last week's episode, but you're like the quantum leap. Yeah, that's all I could think of when I saw it. Now I was like, this is a little bit unbelievable. I know.
I think that's the challenge of a movie where you're incorporating angels who are not human. How do you express that, right? Because I think the better way to do it is they just walk on screen as opposed to materializing on screen.
Yes.
The only thing is that doesn't then communicate to the person who doesn't know who they are, that they are otherworldly.
Mm-hmm.
How Cora's, I think she even says, like, I know what's going on here, but this is still hard for me to accept when she sees them. So
Yeah.
I think they needed like a little bit of some sort of otherworldliness in order for her to fully grasp what is going on. But I don't think there's a way to do it. In the book, they like materialize out of the mist, and that gives me hokey vibes too, like
Totally.
in all of it.
It's hard to execute.
I don't love it.
Even with Brendan Penny, like at the end as Gabriel, I was like, he's like, I'm right here. I'm like, okay. I don't know. I have to admit, like, as much as I liked the end of movie 2, like, just this movie, like, kind of just limped into home base for me.
Oh,
is that a
really?
saint? Yeah. I just was like, this is like too much. Like all this angel stuff was too much for me. I also didn't really like that we didn't get any closure on Bale.
Yeah.
It was I mean, I'm guessing, you know, we didn't get closure on his efforts. Like, I wanted to see him be like, dag nammit, it didn't work, or whatever. Like, you know, whatever. But wait, did it work though? Because he was trying not to get them together, right?
I guess technically he prevented Cora and Finn from getting together, but second chances happens.
Yeah. I don't know. I just they needed to close that chapter out. We needed to see something that ended his story, or that he moved on to another mission or
Well,
whatever.
to that point, do you think this would have been better served as a series of 8 episodes?
No, because I thought 3 was too long.
Oh, that's interesting, because I think in a series they could have done all of those things. Like we would have dug a little deeper into Bale and Suzette, and maybe there would have been a little more of a window between Finn's letdown and hooking up with Suzette.
Rebound is the word you're looking for. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that, like a 6 episode, maybe an 8 episode, 1 season wonder. Sure, I could maybe get onto that. I don't know. Part of me felt like 3 movies, 6 hours was too long. My biggest complaint in movie number 1 was that it was slow. I thought this installment was also a little bit slow, but it was so heavy on the solving the crime part of it that I didn't really care about.
Interesting.
So that's where I land.
All right. Are you ready for Did You See That?
Yes, I have none.
Okay. I have 2. Little. Very little. In movie 1, I thought I bumped on something. They were using they pronouns for Gabriel.
Yeah.
It's a he. They straight up use he, him pronouns in this movie. So that was a nothing burger. Finally, they go to the bar Dante's, like Dante's Inferno, about, you know, the 7 circles of hell.
Funny.
So that's all.
I like it.
I think we're going to go ahead.
Oh, I just had a did you see that? I just made the connection. The coffee place that they go to is called the Cat Cafe or something like that. And Suzette was a cat burglar.
Oh, look at that.
Look at me put the pieces together.
I love how, like, the worst people they can come up with are burglars, right? Like, Liam was a bad guy because he used to steal from people, and Suzette, you know, her soul needed salvation because she was a cat burglar. Like, these are
Yeah,
these are the
your bad
souls that
guys.
need redemption. Although I guess when you think about it, we don't really want to see redemption for, like, super bad guys. So
Sure.
I don't want to see, like, a murderer being like, well, now you're nice, so I forgive you.
Yeah, good point.
Well, I'm a little worried about your rating.
I mean, it does not change from movie 1 or 2. It's a 4-star.
I gave it 5.
Are you for real? Really?
Yeah, I liked this series a lot, and I thought the movie.
I'm glad.
I liked
I'm
it.
glad you did. I'm glad you did. So, are you putting the boxing gloves on in the Girls Gone Hallmark Facebook group and like really defending your choice here?
I mean, if it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. We've been there too. So I thought it was well executed. I was into the story. I thought the production value was super high. I thought Lachlan and Katie and Evan were fan freaking tastic, as were Maddie and Niall. Like, I think there's a lot of positives about that movie. But if the story doesn't hit for you, the story doesn't hit. I mean, look,
I give it 4 stars. 4 stars is not a bad rating.
Yeah, I'm not saying you. A lot of people are like, I didn't like this. And I think it's just so different from what they've come to expect. In a lot of ways, the style of the movie, people are like, is it a mystery? And then some people are like, well, I don't like mystery, so I don't like this. But I feel like the mystery was heavy in movie 3, but not throughout. It was just kind of a third plot point to me. And it's just different. And I think the trilogy, which is not what they're calling it, they call it a mini series, a 3-part special event. I think that's different, and people have a hard time wrapping their heads around that. So we'll talk more about it in tomorrow's mailbag episode. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark, a Bramble Jam podcast. If you loved this review, we love your 5-star ratings and reviews. And just about every podcast app does have a rating system, but we admit to being partial to Apple Podcasts. Spotify users, we love you too. You can drop a rating there. You can even comment on individual episodes. We will be back next time with more Hallmark reviews. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.